slot, which will be equal to null in the beginning, and we'll also add a private bool called isDragging, which will be false in the beginning. Now we can scroll all the way down, where we will add a function, so a private void called startDrag. Here we will first check if input.get mouse button down 0, so if we have the left mouse button down, and this will only work if you're using the old input system, so go to edit.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards. Sign up for
project settings, and under play, settings right here, then we have example hovered equals get hover slot, which will be a function we create that file. So we will do private slot. Called get hovered slot, and it's a very simple function. It just loops through all slots and then finds one which we're hovering. So we will do for each slot s in all slots, where we will do if s dot hovering, well then we will return s, so the slot, and if we don't find anything, well then we will just return null. So now we can continue up here. So now we will add another if statement where we will check if hovered is not equal null, so we've actually found a slot which is hovered, and hovered has an item, so has item. Well then we can do drag slot equals hovered, so our hovered slot, and we can do is dragging equals true, and let's actually rename this to dragging the proper way with a G. Well now we can show the drag item, dragging can do is dragging equals true, and let's actually rename this to dragging the proper way with a G. Well now we can show the drag item, so we'll do drag icon dot sprite equals hovered dot get item dot icon, and we can do drag icon dot color equals new color, which will be a 1,1,1 RGB, and for the alpha value it will be a 0.5. And then we will do drag icon dot enable equals true. Now this is all for the start drag. We also need for the end drag. So let's add a function for that, which we will call private void end. drag, and here we will check if input.get mouse button up, like so, and we are dragging, so is dragging. We can do if hovered slot hovered equals get hovered slot. Then we can do if hovered is not equal to null. Well, then we can handle drop, which is a function we're going to create where we will have two inputs. We will have the dragged slot and we will have the hovered slot, which is the new slot we're trying to drop something into. But let's just finish the int drag first before we create this handle drop function. So we will do drag icon dot enabled equals false and drag slot equals null. And its dragging will be false. So let's now create this handle drop. So go down here and add a private void where there will be a slot called from, so this will be the slot it's coming from, and a slot called to, so the slot we're dropping, where we'll first check if from is equal to 2, or if it is, we'll just return, which means
Coming.
that we haven't dragged it to another slot. But if they are different, we can do if to.hasItem. So if the slot we're trying to drop something into has an item, and to.getItem equals from.getItem. So if the items are the same, well then we actually want to stack the items. So we will try to do that. So we will add an int max equals to.getItem.max stack size. So we'll find out what the max stack size is. And we will do int space equals max minus 2.getAmount. So we will take the max stack size and take away the amount, which will give us how much space we have left. Then we can do if space is above 0, well then we can actually add some item to that slot. So we'll do int move equals mathf.min equals mathf.min space comma from.getAmount. So it will just be the lowest of these two values. Then we can do 2.setItem to be 2.getItem comma 2.getAmount plus the moved amount, which we just calculated. Then we can also do from.setItem, which will be from.getItem first,